So today, we are going to go over, so we had, the 4 pillars of lead gen that we've been going over this month. We're going to
You
do
know what's
business
going to be awesome is that on this recording in the future, without context, we're just going to have these little party hats on. Everyone's going to be like,
pepperoni heads.
what even is this call? Like, are these guys even serious?
We're leaving them on. Totally. Totally. No, so today, we were going to talk about, we've got the 4 pillars of lead gen. We're going to do business to business next week. But today we are going to talk about social media because that is, kind of another pillar in itself. So I wanted to just touch base. We've talked about social media several times on this call, but luckily we've got some new faces too. So hopefully we'll have some new information for some of you that have been around, and then for those of you that are joining us for the first or second time here. But let's kick it off with a couple tips on how to beat the algorithm in 2025. So I'm going to touch on Facebook, and then Audra, if you have anything to tip in there with Instagram that you need to do differently, I'll let you pop in there as well. But I think either one, I mean, the big thing about social media is that it prioritizes conversations, not just content. Building relationships. So you want to make sure that your posts are engaging and that you're having conversations with people throughout, through your posts, through your DMs, through your stories, that you're generating that engagement. So a way to really do that is obviously post good content. Don't just put, make sure your images are clear, your videos are clear, those kind of things. But there's also some tricks around like starting with questions. So not diving right into your content, but starting it with a question or a hook line of some sort to get people's attention engaged. So that could be, the first line of if you're doing a post, that could be the first line of the text within your post. That could be a text overlay on your stories or your reels. That could be, so that's kind of the text version. It could be something within your image. So of something that visually grabs attraction. I usually don't like that I talk with my hands so much, but actually movement is a very good thing in your videos to get engagement. It keeps people visually engaged. So I guess the fact that I talk with my hands helps me in this case, because in a lot of my videos, I'm moving a lot. But doing some kind of movement, if you're not one that talks with your hands a lot, starting in one position, moving to another position, kind of stitching things together. So it's not just you sitting here like this, talking to the screen and telling your story. But by posting those things that get people kind of drawn in, you're going to do 2 things. You're obviously going to have them pay attention to your post and be more likely to engage. But especially if it's videos, you're going to get that watch time. So the more you draw them in, the more watch time that you get, which is going to then, expand your reach when it comes to the algorithm. Now, the other thing is don't post and ghost. So there's 2 ways that you can post and ghost. Number one is obviously just posting and people make comments on your post and you don't respond at all. So you're just kind of ghosting them like, hey, I put this content out here. It's great. You asked a question, you made a comment, and I'm not going to respond. So that's kind of one way to post and ghost. But another way to post and ghost too is to post on your Facebook page and then just disengage from Facebook for the day. You need to get on there and stay active. So before you make your posts, it's really important to engage with people because you're going to get, the algorithm to see the people you're engaging with and show your post to them. But after you post, it's also important to continue to engage with people. So that way that Facebook sees that you're still active, and that you're making some real-time interactions after you posted too. So before and after. Now the caveat on that is you've got to be super careful. You can get sucked into the scroll and get distracted from your lead generation and all of those things. But, setting a timer maybe 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after you post. So you've got like 20 minutes total that you're on Facebook, and then come back later in the day and engage. So you're not ghosting people that do comment on your Facebook posts as well. Obviously going native is important. So if you have a video that's on Facebook, it's better to share it through Facebook than it is to share an outside link. If you do share a link, there's some tricks about, comments and different things on your post. So if you do share a link, Sometimes doing it in the comments can actually be a better boost for the algorithm than if you put it right in your post itself. Um, Chat says that you should like your own posts and comment on your own posts. I kind of think that's weird, but hey, apparently it helps boost engagement. So if you put your link in there, you're commenting on your post. I don't know how many of you guys like your own posts or would feel comfortable liking your own posts. I feel like that's like good one.
It's like it's like doing your own high five. Like it's high fiving yourself. That's just called the clap.
Yeah, exactly. The clap. Yeah, I feel like that's one that I don't know if I will follow chat just because it feels a little inauthentic from that perspective. But supposedly if you like and comment on your own post, that's supposed to help as well. We talk a lot about mixing personal and professional. Don't just be all business. You need to do your kind of slice of life posts with you. I post a lot of like the gym, my dogs, my kids, things like that. Sprinkling in life so people get to know you. So we use this phrase all the time, but people work with people that they know, like, and trust. You build that relationship, that trust by being authentic and sprinkling in some personal things so they get to know you as a person as well. Um,
May
Personal.
I add a couple?
Oh,
May I
please
add a
do.
couple things to that as
Please do.
well? Great. So like, um, I despite what you see and how I post, sometimes I have a challenge deciding what to post, when to post, and how often. And way early in my journey, I had one of my coaches share with me a really simple framework to help prompt me on what to post and how often. How many of you have heard of the Pareto principle, the 80-20 principle? And so the 80-20 principle, when it applies to social media, is such that for every 5 posts that you make, 4 of them should be personal and 1 can be business. You've earned the right to promote 1 out of every 5 without really exhausting or creating any kind of fatigue with your followers. So that's one. I try to keep that in mind. And there's sometimes where I may be like business heavy, like business, business, business. I may post 3, but then I just know like, okay, for the next several posts, I really got to get like, I'm going to do family or I'm going to do pets or I'm going to do memes or whatever that is. Right. So with that being said, one of the caveats that I was presented with before was like, when you post on social, well, there's 2 schools of thoughts. There's some people that say like, go ahead and post all the politics and religion you want, and your people will find you. That's one side, and the other side is, well, if you want to engage all of your followers and not just 42% or 58% of them, you can follow the 4 E's. So when I post, all of my posts have to fit into one of the 4 E's. And the 4 E's, the letter E, one of them stands for education. Is one of my posts educating somebody? Am I teaching in this post? The second E is enriching. Am I enriching? Am I adding value? Am I, bringing positivity into the world? Is the energy high? The third E is engaging. I'm going to ask for, hey, what do you think? A or B, 1 or 2? Help me settle this debate. Drums or flats? I want to know, are you team drums or team flats? Chocolate or do you like toppings on your ice cream or no? Like, comment below. Like, get people to argue. That's one of the best ways to get the algorithm going. Intentionally post something a little opposite, controversial, but not like on the opposite spectrum of alienation, but like something controversial, like white pants after Labor Day all day. Who else is with me? Right? You'd be surprised what's in there. And then, so we had, what was the 3 E's I gave you so far is education, enriching, uh, entertaining, and then encouraging. Right.
So that was another thing that you're always reading my mind and getting right in there and pulling it out. That was another piece that did come up is the 80-20 rule. Now, I think when you talk about business versus personal, just for clarification, personal can have business elements in them as long as it follows those entertaining, educating, right? Something that feels like it's not necessarily salesy. So it's 80% personal, or adding those kind of adding your business in there, but having a personal touch to it, and then 20% salesy.
Here's the way that it was shared with me that allows that to be super effective is storytelling.
Yes.
You can talk all the business you want if you can relate it to a story. Storytelling is the number one way to convey without selling.
Yep. 100%.
So
Because it's
tell the story.
connect
Yeah. Yeah.
it's connectable. And we will jump into storytelling in a minute. Um,
Hey,
the other
Michelle,
thing, oh,
I have a
sorry.
quick question for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have covered this on another session at one point, but does anybody use a business page at all? Or is everybody just using one page,
So
a
this
personal
is
page?
this is our theory on business pages versus personal. Think of a business page like a website. It's really truly just to give you credibility that you have a business. But it's not, that is not where the magic happens. The magic happens on the personal page. If you want to build relationships, if you want to generate leads, it happens on the personal page, because people are seeing you and the real you. Now, if you do have a business page as well, we have a business page. We post a lot of stuff that's mainly business. So we flip it. It's like 80% business, 20% personal on the business page. But I say to people, like, I don't even know that a business page, if you're an agent, an individual agent, I don't even know that a business page has a ton of relevance anymore. You could do without it if you want to. I wouldn't put all of your eggs in one basket there.
Okay,
Caveat, Paul,
thanks.
another thing is you can't run ads without a business page. So the business page is actually your paid lead generator. So you can post so you can create ads to generate leads through your business page, and you can't do it without the business page. Your
You can
personal
if you have
page
a
is going to be
professional profile.
that'd be the difference. You can boost, but like on the business page, it's set to actually lead generate and capture data from the consumer. That's so the business page is for Facebook to make money off of you. You're not and the only way that you can get traction off the business page is by putting money into it. It's a slot machine.
Yeah.
The personal page is for the organic reach.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think that for a long time, we were all told, like, get a business page, run things off your business page. It's really important to be active on your business page. But we've just found that the magic really happens more in the personal. And again, I think
Well,
it's all,
Facebook changed, and they changed the rules nonstop.
they change
Like
the rules all the
as soon
time.
as Facebook realizes that they could make money off of you a certain way, they changed the rules. And
Yeah.
you don't know, all of a sudden what you were doing before is no longer working. Your view count drops, your
Yeah.
likes fall off, there's no engagement, and you're like, what happened? This was working for like months, and Facebook's like, oh yeah, no, like you're getting too much free engagement. We want it. Like, here's the thing, remember this, the product is free, and if Facebook is free, you're the product. They
Mhm.
need to make money off of you, and so they're going to offer the platform for nothing until you want something from it. And they go, ha ha ha, now we got you. If you want more from us, you got to pay.
Yeah. Now, I will say with this whole personal post thing, personal posts tend to get 5 to 10 times the amount of views as business posts do. So if you're going to do a business post, follow a personal post, right on that personal post. It's what our upline Kyle calls priming the pump. You go, you make a post that you know is going to get a lot of engagement. And then later on, a few hours later, that's where you make your posts that you want to get more engagement that normally wouldn't. So that's where you can kind of sprinkle those business posts into after a personal post that gets engagement. This is a no-brainer. If you're in real estate, you probably already know this. Video always wins. So video and reels tend to get the most reach, especially those that are under 30 seconds. It keeps going back and forth. I don't know what Insta is right now. Maybe you can help me with that, Audra, but I feel like I keep hearing under 8 seconds. And then all of a sudden I've heard now we need to go back up to like 15. Have you heard anything or noticed anything different on that?
Depends on the type of content. Like if you are speaking in a video, it's obviously you're going to be a little bit longer, but if your goal is just to boost that watch time, you can do a looping, like a 6 to 8 second video, B-roll, have all your caption, your value and everything in the comment. that because people, while they're reading the long information that you're putting in the caption, or in the in the caption, the video is playing over and over and over, and the more plays you get, the more reach you have, the better the engagement. So I do, if you look at my page, that's like 90% of what I do. And especially that has helped me with being really uncomfortable in video. I can do a 6-second B-roll video of anything, and I'm still getting great engagement, but without feeling that pressure of, oh my gosh, I've got to show up on a video, right? That has helped me a lot kind of get over that a little bit.
Yeah, if you guys don't follow Audra, if you have like are wanting to get into that B-roll or not wanting to be in front of the camera for long periods of time, like Audra has nailed the B-roll from that perspective. So she's got a lot on Instagram with the B-roll with the text in the captions that you've got to read through. I also wouldn't discount, while Reels get the most reach, Reels help you reach a new audience too. That's kind of the purpose of Reels, is it's going to help you get engaged with other people that maybe aren't even in your current audience. But I would not discount the value of putting out some longer videos and doing some lives. The more you mix things up, the more Facebook rewards you. And everything that you do touches a different audience. So, you know, posts are going to hit a different audience than stories are. Reels are going to hit a different audience than stories and posts. And so varying the type of content that you're putting out is very important as well. Another tip that I saw for 2025, and this is kind of a recurring theme as well, but I think there's becoming more and more importance, is building what they call micro communities. So having groups that are smaller niche, I don't know, groups that are specific to certain topics. So you could have, you know, a group that is around like first-time home buyers, or something that's specific and smaller that you invite a small part of your audience to. Groups by far get the most organic reach. When you look at like the number of people in the group that get reached, you know, on your personal page, it's a very small percentage. But in groups, that percentage is elevated in terms of like number of people in the group and number of people that see posts. We already talked about the 80-20 rule. Audra, is there anything, before we jump into storytelling, is there anything else you can think of that helps boost or algorithm reach that you've found?
So Instagram has changed. I mean, they do this all the time, right? They've changed the rules on us whenever they feel like, oh, everyone's doing this one thing because they figured out it works, so let's change it up now. For so long, Reels has been king on Instagram, making the Reels every single day. One of the big things that they are changing this year, and this comes directly from Instagram, plus a lot of other creators that share algorithm tips, but they are now giving equal playing field for Reels, posts, carousels. The big thing is they just want people on the app, right? So a carousel is when you have multiple pictures in the post and you have to scroll to get to the next one. That can actually give you like 10 times the engagement because people have to sit there and swipe. So you don't have to just rely on Reels, mix in everything. Instagram wants to see you using all forms of their posts. So stories, posts, carousels, videos, live. They want to see a big variety of it. They are also using AI to analyze our videos, our captions, our everything. So where hashtags used to be really important to have the right hashtags to get to reach a certain audience, that's more of like a search function now. Now they're looking for keywords. So whether it is the AI analyzing the video and things that you say, or things that you put in your caption, or even your hooks, they're looking for certain words to drive you to the right audience. So if you're buyers, sellers, home buying, all these little things, you can do a search on ChatGPT and ask for top keywords. You can Google it. You can do, I mean, there's ways to find those things, but that is more important now than the hashtags. Something else that's kind of cool that they're doing is I don't know if you have noticed on Reels, you can do what's called a trial reel, where they will you'll create a reel, you'll click on the trial button, and they're going to show it not to anybody that follows you, but to an audience that is similar to the people that engage with your profile to test whether or not it has viral ability or how well it's going to do, how well the reach is going to be. And then if it's performing well, it'll automatically post it to your profile. And if not, they're going to say, hey, this one wasn't very good. And so you don't have to put it out there. So that's pretty cool. They're definitely boosting things around, like if you're using that, they're boosting your reach. Any of those little tools, go ahead, Matt.
No. And so if you ever look at your reels and look at your view counts, and if you're stuck in the 200 to 300 view range, that's the sample that the algorithm's putting out, and you're not getting the like per view ratio or comment per view ratio that it knows to put it out to the next batch of viewers. So if you've got reels in the 2 to 300, and then you got some in the 5 to 700, and then you got 1,000 plus, you can see that content pushed through the algorithm 3 levels. And so go back through your content, see what performed, and then recreate it again and repurpose it another way. The other way that you can do that is go find creators that you follow, do a search function on whatever topic you're wanting to do, take a look at which of their reels is performing in the million plus or whatever, take a look at it and like legit just try to dissect it from the hook, from the composition, from the caption, and then also the hashtags, and then just recreate it. Attempt to like repurpose it and recreate it in your image to see if the algorithm picks you up as well. The last thing that I picked up here recently that I've seen push my view rate up was taking a second and creating a thumbnail or a cover photo for my reels. Don't just let what random face you're making at the beginning of your reel be your cover photo for your reel, so that when somebody clicks on your profile and they look at your grid, it looks curated or it looks a little bit more professional. Someone told me that a while back and I was like, that's too much work. It takes 2 seconds in Canva. Take a selfie, grab a screenshot, put a little graphic over it. Now all of a sudden you've got a curated cover photo. And you can look at some of the creators, like they've got very much, like you can see they do a reel and then text and then a reel and then text, and then they've got a color scheme. And you look at their grid and you're just like, oh man, that's purposeful and beautiful, right? So there's an aesthetic that Instagram also rewards. So some of these things, some of us are like, just give me the steak and the potatoes, enough with the sizzle. Instagram cares about the details, right? It's a visual platform. So they want it to be pretty, not just compelling or effective.
Something that you said too, like going and finding creators that are doing things that are going viral.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely do that. Don't repost it though. Like be very intentional not to just repost someone else's. You actually get penalized for that. You can absolutely recreate it. You can say all the exact same things, do the exact same video, but it needs to be original to you. You will, especially like if you use TikTok a lot and you post it over to Instagram, if they see that TikTok watermark, you're getting penalized. If you're reposting someone else's, sometimes a repost versus like a stitch or something like that, where you kind of take that video and put your own twist on it, commenting on it, that's good. But don't just reshare someone else's. You're not going to get the reach that you want. And last, because I know we're coming up on time, we could talk about this for so long, but a little hack to make sure your stories are reaching more audiences. I thought this was so genius, and I've been doing it and I can tell a difference. Whenever you are taking a shower, getting ready, whatever, open up your Instagram, set it on the counter and hit the stories, because it just keeps on playing to the next story. And it can just be playing while you're off doing something else. Instagram thinks that you're in there looking at all these stories, but you don't necessarily have to be like sitting there watching all of them. But there was a creator that made a video about that the other day, and I was like, that's genius, because always doing something, just let it play in the background. And Instagram, you're in there, so you're getting a boost in that, boosting your engagement and theirs, and it all circles back around. So just let the stories play in the background.
Yeah. Okay, we have 1 minute.
Another day on social media soon.
Yes. Before we drop, I did want to touch storytelling really, really quickly. I think we got like 60 seconds left. The importance of storytelling. Matt already hit it, But really, the big things to think of, guys, is start with the spark. So don't set up your story. Start with like the hook line, the middle of whatever. So it could be something as like, she was crying in my car, her dream home slipped away again, and then jump into your story versus like, oh my gosh, I just had this, whatever. That'll hook them in. And then there is a 3-part, they call it the snap story formula. So you start by setting the scene. So you do your hook, and then you start by kind of setting the scene, reveal the challenge, and then end with the win. So set the scene. It was 9 p.m. and I was still negotiating in the Taco Bell drive-thru. Love these examples they gave me. Reveal the challenge. The appraisal came in low and the seller was done negotiating. End with a win. We got creative, used a seller credit, and kept the deal alive. So just using that 3-part can be very helpful as well. And then making sure you keep it, first person and conversational. So think of it like writing a book. You got to start when you open up a book. If you're going to read a good book, it always starts with something in the beginning that hooks you in and makes you want to keep reading. You need to do the same thing with your posts as well. That's it. That's what we got for today. So
I have a question.
yeah.
Is it bad to put the same videos or post in your stories and on your like regular post?
No,
You can do that.
different audiences. Different audiences. So I don't think that's bad.
Yeah,
kinda
there's some people that I only look at stories. I don't click into their profile, and their posts don't show up on my timeline. So there's some people I only engage to them through stories, and there's other people that I'm connected, the algorithm thinks I'm closer to, that show me their posts on my feed. But if I'm like I go into my socials pretty quickly, and I'm just mainly going through stories as quick as possible. If I see a story that's like watch full reel, I'll click on that to go into the full reel if I like it. So like if you've got a reel and you can share as a story, sometimes that will draw me into the full reel if it's a longer reel.
Yep. Play
Thanks.
around with it, kind of. Yeah, I'd say just play around with it. See if how your audience responds, and if you get better, everything's going to be a little bit independent or individual based on different audiences. So play around and see. All right, that's what we
Later,
got.
y'all.
We will freestyle with you guys Friday. See ya.
Thank you.
See ya.